Is this good? Okay. Cool. I feel better.
I'm gonna tell you like I told Under. I'm gonna open and close the same way. Everybody, just tell people who you are and. All right, what's up, beautiful people? Welcome to Have You Met Live. This is actually our first Have You Met series with a live event here in Nashville. So shout out to everybody in the building. Shout out to Home Studios helping our music evolve. Thank you for letting us use this space, the live room, and I'm really excited to dive into these interviews. Our first guest is a sister to me, a amazing artist I've been inspired by, from her poetry to her vocals. And so, if you would just tell the people who you are and what you do, man.
Okay. Hi, people. My given name is Terry, but my artist name is T Lynn, the Under Goddess, aka Nola Goddess, and I'm modest as always. I'm a singer, songwriter, musician, actress, dancer, crafter. I do a lot. I podcast
Yeah,
sometimes.
yeah.
Um,
Just from time to time. Just from
from
time to
time to
time.
time, yeah, just a little bit, like a tinge, just a tinge. But yeah, I'm originally from Toledo, Ohio. I moved here in 2010, and been in Nashville ever since.
Word. 2010. Man, I bet that's been a ride. So tell us about some of the groups you've been involved with and some of the projects you've launched since 2010, I guess.
Ooh, okay.
Or since your
So
time here in Nashville. Let's be more
since
specific.
let me say solidly, I moved here in 2015. In 2010, I moved here and went home. Moved back in like 2013, went home and moved here again in 2015 and stayed there. Or stayed here rather. Some of the projects that I've been involved with, or some of the groups, would be Ether, North Nashville Arts Coalition, Creative Girls Rock, Solberg Studios. I had a residency at the weekend when it was still the weekend. Rest in
Okay.
peace.
Rest in
Um,
peace, weekend. We miss you. We miss you.
Back to Black Burlesque.
Wait a second. You dropping some names. These are exciting. Ether, North Nashville. Like, tell us about these orgs. So for those that don't have never heard of these brands before, tell us about them.
Okay. Well, I'd say the commonality between all of them is that they are all artistic, all creative. Back to Black Burlesque is an all black burlesque troupe started by Lucy McFly,
Lucy. Shout out to Lucy.
aka Dr. Tia in real life. And she started a burlesque group with a couple of friends of hers. And I think that was maybe like 8 years ago. And it's just been booming ever since, growing, including other black dancers that are new to the craft, maybe new to the city. And that's been growing, so I've been growing with them. I've hosted shows, I sing for shows, I've started dancing, and it's been a really freeing way to accept my growth, like physically. I'm 30 something now, so
Oh, something.
little something. But with North Nashville Arts Coalition, I do a lot of programming with them.
Okay.
Their president, I actually work for her personally. I'm her personal assistant, so pretty much everything that she does, I do.
Who's your president?
Alicia Bomarozic.
Okay.
Yeah.
Who's that?
She is a muralist in the city. She owns One Drop tattoo shop and art gallery. If you've ever seen it, it's on Jefferson Street, right across from Solberg Studios, actually.
Wow.
Another
Wow.
black owned business. If you know anything about Jefferson and it being historically black, it's
Okay.
really like that, or whatever Kendrick has said.
I'm starting to see a motif here. You've been out north for a little bit, huh?
Yeah. I think when I first moved here, I lived on the west side.
Okay.
And then probably about 5 years ago,
West Side. What is West Nashville? Is that
I lived in Premier West, so like
Oh man.
Annex, Charlotte. When Strike and Spare used to be on
Yeah, yeah.
Charlotte,
Strike and Spare, man. We miss
yeah,
Strike and Spare.
I used to live in the apartments over there, and just kind of moved around a little bit. But I found my home in Old Hickory, Madison area,
Okay.
and that's where I've been since 2020, since COVID started. But I did get into doing a lot of work with North Nashville because, you know, that's where the majority of the black folks reside.
Okay.
And I love being with my people. I've especially learned a lot about being in business, both like on a grand scale and small business. And being in business as a black woman, I've learned from the best. Alicia Bomarose, Charmin, who is the founder of Creative Girls Rock, which is another nonprofit that I work with. We do a lot of programming at different schools. BE Academy, which is also a black-owned school,
Wait. B
relatively
Academy? I
B
don't.
Academy,
What,
BE.
where is that?
It's an all-girls school. I believe it's off of Linden or Lindell.
Okay.
But it started recently because we went to the grand opening fundraiser to get scholarships for the girls to go,
Copy.
and that was about a year and a half ago. So we're doing programming with them. Wright Middle School, which is Southside. I'm at Purpose Prep every Wednesday, and I know
Wow.
a lot of kids from the community like that know me. Like
So
some
wait,
of the
wait.
kids call me auntie. That I'm that deep
You
into
really
it.
in the community.
I love it. I love it. I wouldn't be anything if I didn't find the people I found when I first came here.
Man, look. Well, from the stage to the community, I'm very impressed. Tell the people a little bit more about what you've been doing on the stage.
Ooh.
I want to know.
um.
They want
So I took a break for a while, but now I'm getting back into it. I'm in an artist incubator by Ether.
to know. Oh man,
Yes.
that's a good group.
Yes, it is a great group. Um, One of my instructors is in the audience. Shout out Trane Spitta.
Man,
Oh, I was supposed to say Ara. I forgot to say Ara.
Aura.
It's
Yeah.
Tiara, Ane
Aura.
Spitta.
Aura.
But all the people that I get to associate with just by way of meeting my tribe, which shout out to the Loft of Ella Jeans. That is where I met. That's where I met you. That's where I met
Man.
Sonny, Ahmad, Black Wizzle, Mossy, Pat. Shout out to New York.
Oh, Pat
Pat.
Leon.
Yes.
Pat, we miss you.
But that's where I got my start being on stage here is going to those open mics, going to the Broken Spoke open mics, the Solberg open mics, and just kind of letting people know, like, hey, I'm out here. I'm a poet. I'm a lyricist. I sing. What I've been doing as of late is still a lot of singing. I sing for a Back to Black Burlesque production, which is really kind of just Lucy's production every third Sunday. We're
Okay.
at Solberg Studios for Speakeasy Sundays. I sing for them. I've been doing a lot of work with Soul Chess, which is a group for a friend of mine. I haven't really been like singing with them, but just being around as they're on stage, I'm learning how to do business. I'm learning how to do bookings.
Are you managing a band? Are you managing a
I'm
band?
not at all managing
Oh,
a
let
band.
me find out.
I do participate in some bookings for them from here and there. I'll say
That's
I
right.
facilitate them. I'm a people person. I'm a lover of people, so I'm really good at making connections. I always say I never lost the spirit of, hi, I'm Terry, and I want to be your friend. And a lot of times just that warm introduction to people kind of helps people feel safe around you. And they say, you know what, I think I might give this person a chance. And then I introduce them to my whole crew and my family. And next thing you know, we all on stage.
Man, I love that. I love that anytime people spend time with you, they become family. And you just have that warmness about you. So, in the spirit of family, let the people know who you are one more time, where they can find you. Because we gotta invite some more folks up. And then we're going to have some Q&A. Then we're going to have some Q&A. So,
Cool beans. Okay, so once again, my name is Terri Lynn, the UnderGoddess, aka Nola Goddess, and I'm modest as always. I'm a singer, songwriter, musician, dancer, actress. You can find me on Instagram at T Lynn the UnderGoddess. That's TLYNN the UnderGoddess. And yeah, thank you for having me.
thank you, Terry. Thank you, Nola Goddess. Man, give it up, y'all. Give it up. Give me a hug.
Thank you.
All right. All right. As we ask Miss Nola Goddess to step on down, we're gonna bring you back up in a little bit with all of our special guests today. I want to ask a special guest that calls himself an aspiring compassionist. Brother is very talented, multidisciplinary, a leader, a musician. Y'all give it up for Mr. Ender Bowman. Come on now, come on, brother. Good to see you. Just inexplicably. No, I like that shirt. And that's your branded shirt.
Yeah. I was telling you before about how. Sorry, I got to get comfortable here.
Come on now.
I was telling you before about how I take a lot of my criticisms, if they're really good, the hate, and I just, rather than give it any energy, I put it on my shirts and I wear it around, take the power out of it. So, if anyone's got any good zingers, throw them at me. It's going to end up on a T-shirt, probably. Is what's going to happen.
I'm here for that, man. I'm here for that. Well, in the spirit of have you met, hey, y'all, have you met Ender Bowman? Tell us who you are, Ender Bowman.
Ender Bowen.
Bowen, I'm sorry.
You're good.
Bowen.
I'm a Nashville rock pop artist, author, husband, father, complete dork, an aspiring compassionist. I make music, podcasts, books, various kinds of media about compassion, about community, and basically trying to create a community of little lights and seeing how that goes. Okay. Trying to create a more compassionate world is what I'm trying to do.
I love that. A community of little. What does that look like? What does a community of little lights look like?
Well, I'm a big believer in the idea that I want to be like a little light when I walk in the room, and I want everybody else to be able to shine their light. And by yourself, that may not seem like much, but the more lights we are, eventually you can be seen from space. So the whole idea is, light up the globe, kind of like that, right?
I love that. I love that.
So light little flickers everywhere else.
So we can shine bright together.
And we can shine bright together. Yes, everyone brings their own light to it. Yep.
Man, you got a vision with it. I love it. So tell us more about your journey as a creative.
Oh boy, that's. How much time do we have?
Well,
no, I'm kidding. I wanted to be a rock star all the way back to when I was maybe 4 or 5 years old and saw David Lee Roth on the Jump video, Van Halen on MTV.
That was a good video.
Yes, it was. And I was like, I want to do that. And then basically just kept on trying to do that. And longer story short, ended up in Nashville. I'm from northern New York originally. There's where there's nothing.
Shout out to the New Yorkers.
Yeah.
Whether online or in the building.
But it's a different kind of New York. We say oat there. We don't say out. We say oat because we're Canada South. And I always joke the further north you go, eventually you end up going south. And I moved down to Nashville in 2006.
Okay.
And almost immediately got a recording contract with an independent label. Of course I did, because I thought it was awesome. I'm like, I'm God's gift to music, so why not? And then found out very quickly that I'm not God's gift to music, and nobody really cares about me that much. And got a release, lost the rights to some of my music, got it back eventually, so don't worry. But that was a very humbling experience, but I needed it because I, again, was all up in my own head. Much like these allergies are. And it taught me a lot. It humbled me a lot, which was something that I needed. And I actually didn't do music for a good 5 years or so after that until my daughter was born. I got into film and television and a whole bunch of other stuff, which is how I kind of got into making videos and everything else. But my daughter was born here in Nashville in 2014, and I remember holding her and thinking, I never thought, getting out of where I grew up is hard for a lot of people because there's not a lot of money, not a lot of access, not a lot of...
Where exactly did you grow up in northern New York?
If I said it, nobody would know what it was. Canton, a Canton area. So if you think of New York as shaped like the silhouette of a dog's head, like the side of a dog's head,
yeah.
Buffalo's on the tip of the snout. I was on the tip of the forehead. So right across the St. Lawrence from... Okay. If I took a straight shot up, it'd be pretty much Ottawa. In fact, we would fly out of Ottawa instead of places like Syracuse. It was easier. So it was hard to get out of there. There's not a lot up there. And for someone like me who's a creative, there was not a lot of access to different things. We're talking about before the internet really even got going. So it's if you wanted to be a music artist, you had to be signed, you had to have a band, you had to be able to play live. There was nothing like that up there. I was making music on 4-track recorders and that kind of stuff. So I go way back, So
wait. How does a young inspired creative out of Canton, almost Ottawa, right? Canton, New York.
Yeah.
choose Nashville? Like, why Nashville?
I chose Nashville for a couple of different reasons. I mean, I did have some family down here that I did not really know a lot, like half sisters and stuff.
Okay.
And I thought that was a good opportunity to get to know them, since I didn't know them pretty much my entire life up to that point. And the other part was growing up in the middle of nowhere. A big city like New York or LA or any of those would have been super intimidating for me. So I chose Nashville because Music City, but it wasn't a giant city. It was doable. It was livable. It was also cost effective at the time.
Yeah,
The cost of living
I
in
remember those
2006
days. Oh my God.
was not much different from where I grew up, actually. So yeah, I remember those days, and so that's part of why I chose Nashville as the place to go next.
Love it. I love it. Okay. So now, and this is something I didn't get to ask
Yeah.
Sister Lynn, but now you're in Nashville.
Mm-hmm.
You're taking time away from music, but you're getting back into it. So
Yeah.
tell us about this resurgence and this return to music and what you're bringing with it.
It's been a long process because we're going all the way back to 2014, and it was that thing where I saw, oh, my daughter's been born in Nashville, and I came down to Nashville to do music, so I must still have unfinished business. And so it took 7 years to get an album done. I called it the art of tactful procrastination.
Hey.
And
know
it was really, I mean, it was great because it was formed by my life. It was very much about the struggle to realize your dreams when you're growing older and you're coming into more adult responsibilities. And it doesn't answer the questions on how to do it, but it does talk about a lot of that kind of stuff. And that came out in 2021. I've only done like one live gig. Thank you to Gerard. And then I did another album of some kind of older stuff remixed and some new songs in 2023. I am working on another album, but it's a slow process because I'm also doing the other thing with the book that I have coming out and podcasting and all this other stuff that I'm trying to do, building that community, as you said. It's more than just the music. That's why I don't really call myself a music artist like I used to. I do mention the rock pop artist thing, but for me, the aspiring compassionist aspect is the biggest part because everything I do surrounds that somehow.
Big facts, big facts. So, and I'm glad you brought up Gerard because we're going to have him up here later. And shout out to Gerard. Everybody, if you don't know G Longo, the founder of Underground Music Collective, the brand that sponsored this series, got something special for the artists in our community, the underdogs across borders. So he'll be up here in a little bit to speak about that. I want to ask you about your journey as an underdog, not just the title, but with Underground Music Collective. What has that been, and how long have you been involved with it?
So I went through, with Gerard, I went through the UMC Academy.
Respect.
And this was, I think Gerard, I started like 2023 or so. And at the time, I mean, he'll tell you, like, it's been very hard for me to figure out my identity and my brand and everything else. And working with him, I got a much better and clearer understanding of my mission, vision, values, and how to brand. And it's great because I still come to him and I'm like, hey, I've got this idea. What do you think? And he'll be like, he'll help guide me still into, is that fitting your message? Is it staying on brand? And can you do that? And that kind of stuff. And it's been wonderful because having someone that I can bounce those kinds of ideas off of, who has my best interests in mind, but isn't necessarily invested in the creative part of it himself, like an advisor and a mentor, is absolutely fantastic. And that's what I want to bring for other people too, is as a compassionist or as an aspiring compassionist, as I say.
It's like a creative therapist, man. Like Gerard's just like, here, I'm
yeah,
here to
yeah,
listen
exactly.
to you, man. Let me counsel you.
Yeah.
What can I do for you?
It's
all objective.
I'm very into people's stories and what matters to them and their struggles. And we talk about the music thing a lot, and that you've got to be more than just a music artist. You have to have a story.
That part.
And it's that kind of stuff. I when I do digital marketing and stuff for other companies, because that's partly my day job, I really listen to what the companies, like, I'm big on brand standards and like listening to their story and why these colors and why do you do what you do. It's not just about, oh, we make lawnmower parts. It's like, why? Why is that something that's important to you? And when I can get those things out of them, and even in big businesses, when you have someone who's on their marketing team that you're working with and they understand that company's vision and mission and values, you can get a lot of that out and you can put that into the messaging. I'm terrible at it for myself. I'm the worst. Like that's why I have people like
Isn't
Gerard
that
that I
how
can
it
bounce
goes,
things
though?
off. It's how it goes.
Isn't that how I know managers that are superpower musicians with their vocalists, but
Yeah.
like they need help management.
I
You
look at
know?
it. I look at it like dentists don't do their own teeth.
Man,
It's they're probably not doing their own pulling their own teeth.
and this has been so fruitful, man. And we're really looking forward to bringing you back up for some questions.
Yeah.
But we gotta bring on our last and our last guest rather.
Yeah.
So if you would just tell the people one more time who you are and where they can find you on the socials.
All right. I'm Ender Bowen. I'm an aspiring compassionist. I do music. I do podcasts. I write books. I do blogs. I'm involved in professional wrestling. I do all kinds of different things.
Oh shucks.
Oh
shucks.
Oh yeah, we can
We
go
gonna
there.
talk
We can
about
go
it.
there.
We gonna talk about it, brother.
Yeah, brother. But yeah, you can find me on enderbowen.com. My big brand that I'm doing right now is godjots.com. That's the more focused, compassionate thing.
Word.
And as well as joycommission.com. You can find me on all the socials as Ender Bowen. Instagram is ender.bowen for some reason. Don't really know why. And I have a book coming out either next month or the month after about forgiveness called Forgiveness and Healing. And something that I think not just from a personal perspective, but as I'm going to say as a country and as people in general and groups of people, we need to start looking at that if we want to move forward as a nation and as a world. So, yeah, I think that answers your question.
That was fantastic. Thank you, brother.
You're
Y'all
very
give it
welcome.
up for my man Ender Bowen.
Hey, thank you so much.
All right. Y'all just tuning in. We are on the Have You Met series with Underground Music Collective. And our last and final guest for the evening, I think she might be our newest underdog as well, Sister Roz Malone. Y'all give it up for Roz Malone.
Hey,
you
oh, I'm
doing?
short, yo.
You good? Look. Now this couch is deep, man. I've been singing in this couch. But what's happening, Roz?
Hey, how you doing?
I'm well. How you doing?
I'm good. I'm
Hey.
well.
Right before we dive into it, just
Okay.
introduce yourself to the people the way you want to be introduced.
All right, I'm Roz Malone, and I'm a soulful saxophonist, vocalist, songwriter, and advocate here in the city of Nashville. I use my platform, Sexual Healing, to empower women and girls to use a form of self-expression such as music to turn their pain into power, so to speak. And everywhere I go, wherever I'm performing, from the stage or a healing space, my message and my motive is to create a safe space for everyone to come together and heal and be empowered and just feel good through music and let music be the medicine.
Wow. That's man. I've known you for a while, and I don't think I've known all of that. And I feel that intention, though. I feel that intention every time you touch the stage. So let the people get to know you a little bit more. Tell us about your upbringing. Where are you from, and how did you find your way to music?
I'm from, it's about to come out. I'm from Alabama. I'm
Hey.
from a little town called Athens, Alabama. I was born in Huntsville, but raised in Athens, Alabama, which is the North Alabama area. And what brought me here was music. I went to MTSU to further my and expand my craft in music because I was from a small town, and I really wasn't getting much, so I decided to branch out and come here and go to MTSU. Shout out to the Blue Raiders
Okay.
in the building.
All right. And so you have a unique musical experience. Like a lot of people may be instrumentalists, but not a lot of people are instrumentalists and vocalists. And I mean, inspiring, teaching youth. So tell us a little bit about how'd you pick up the sax? Like, I'm really interested in how you picked up the sax.
How I picked up the sax? Well, growing up, my dad would play Junior Walker and the All-Stars around the house.
Ah.
That, yeah. And Who else? It was Paul Hardcastle had this Rainforest remix, and there was a saxophone part in there, and yeah, that kind of sparked my playing, but also Grover Washington Jr.
Okay.
So I was hearing a lot of that, and I was like, it's a bunch of guys. And I was like, I'm going to be the first female to play saxophone. I did not know there were women out here that looked like me, but also women in general that were out here playing the saxophone. I just was hearing a bunch of men, and I was like, I'm going to do that one day. And I did it.
And now tell us more about the women out here, because you mentioned you are a part of a rich community and you're an advocate. So tell us about the women in, I guess, jazz that you work with in the city.
Yes, I'm a part of Nashville Women in Jazz Collective, where we advocate for women to perform out here in the city, but also like front bands, because you don't see a lot of women fronting in these downtown bands. You always see the men, and the women are on the side, and we do a couple of songs and we carry around the tip jar, so to speak.
Ain't gonna be no side pieces.
So we advocate for us not to be what you say, side pieces, and to be more out front and to be leaders out here, because we are out here doing it. We're just as good and as productive as our male counterparts in music.
Yeah.
And in the South, you see, there's the societal norm of the man is superior and the woman is inferior. And you see that. You do see that in the musical spaces.
Wow.
Even though you hear, oh, well, we do treat y'all like equals, but hey, when the male, our male counterparts have these jam sessions, have these sheds and stuff, it's the bros. It's always the bros. Wow. Like call on your sisters, call on your other female friends to just come in and be a part, be like headlining on the jam with you guys. So Nashville Women in Jazz advocates for that. Not only in the jazz community, because you do see it a lot in the jazz community, but also outside of the jazz community, in music in general.
And I know, I was going to say that, I know you're a big leader in Nashville Women in Jazz, but there's also several other groups that you're a part of that have been, shaking up, helping your career really take off in the city.
Oh, yeah.
So tell us a little bit more about that.
I'm a part of Black Music Action Coalition.
Okay, BMAC.
Yes. Where they advocate for African American artists to have a space in the music industry, not just in R&B and blues, but in definitely they've been really advocating for us in country music, because there's a lot of us that are unsung. There's a lot of us that are very talented, and some of those artists, their work they've recorded, they've been promised these record deals and everything, but their music, their songs have been taken and given to our other counterparts, other, and you see
They've
more.
Been shelved.
Been shelved. Yeah. And BMAC has been advocating very hard to create a space for us, not just here, but all around the U.S.
Man, give thanks for the coalition. And, I want to open up the floor for questions. So what I'm about to do is I want to invite all of our special guests back to the stage. Terri, if you want to, I'm going to let Terri get this seat, actually, and the ladies get the seat. Me and Andrew will take the outside. But before we go to that, Roz, tell the people one more time where they can find you.
Okay, I'm Roz Malone, and you can find me on IG at Roz Malone Music. That's RozMaloneMusic, Roz Malone Music. You can also follow my website, saxyroz.com. SAXXYROZ.com. The reason there's two X's is because, like I said, I have sexual healing, where women come together and heal through music therapy.
Sexual healing.
After
Look,
going through trauma.
I'm sold. You ain't got to say nothing else.
Yeah.
You ain't got to say nothing else.
The two X's is like me taking back my power. So, SAXXYROZ.com, saxyroz.com. So y'all follow me and keep up with where I'm at. I'm all over the city performing. So you can catch me anywhere.
Beautiful, beautiful. So, Terri, Ender, please come on, join us. Y'all give it up for us. Roz, don't even get up. Stay right there, sit on back. I'm going to let you get the seat. And what we're going to do here is, come on, love, you can come around the front. We'll take some questions from the audience here as well as online. If it's in the audience, what we'll do is we'll probably restate the question so everybody can hear it. And then let the different artists speak. Or if it's for a specific artist, we can just give it to them. So do we have any questions in the room? Come on up. Oh, just tell us. I got you. Okay.
Yeah.
How would you suggest going about actively searching for women in music? I personally have experienced as an audio engineer, like women in music are very rare, right?
Yes.
So we got a question asking how to connect with women in music, correct? For Saxy Roz specifically. Go ahead, Miss Saxy.
Well, of course, there's social media. You can say that you're looking for, what is that? The Young Nashville Entertainer Group.
Okay.
The networking. We network online.
I don't think I know this group.
The Young Entertainment Professionals.
Okay,
Thank you.
Yep.
Yes, I'm looking for at female this, that, and the third. And that's how you can connect. Or specifically me, I'm a big advocate for women. So if you come to me, hey, I'm looking for a dope female X, Y, and Z, I feel like I need to start a agency. Because it's like I have connected with all, like you said, the rare women in this city that are some, excuse my French, some badasses out here in Nashville. So, yeah, we can start a Facebook group too. But if you, you can connect with me, and I can connect you to them, and we can go from there.
Yeah.
Yeah, and the Young Entertainment Professional.
Heard a couple of things. There's some groups. And if you want a sister, ask a sister. Because a sister probably knows another sister that's doing some dope things. Do you got any things to add to that, my sister?
This is my actual brother, y'all, so he be messing with me. I'm a big advocate for, like, getting out there. How I met my community, how I met the people that I know in this city. I was present. I was on the scene. I was outside.
We outside.
Yeah, we outside. So a lot of times, if you want to connect with people, I hate to say it, you have to at least be in the room and be willing to walk up to that person and say, hey, my name is such and such. I love what you do. I want to, people, as much as we may not like to admit it, we're definitely prone to flattery. So it's like people, when you compliment them, they tend to be a little bit more open. Their guard is down, a little bit more willing to find out more about you and how y'all can connect. Everybody on this stage that I know, I just met Ender today, but I think I can say this for him as well, especially with the line of advocacy, the way you do it, and that emotional connection that you have. We are all four of us, willing to talk to y'all, talk to anybody and say, like, hey, what do you do? How can we connect on that? How can I be more involved with women in jazz or Ether or UMC or any of that? Like, community building, I'm big on that. And I think in order to find community, you have to be in it. So don't be afraid to get outside, meet people, say something.
Can I add one more thing to that? I'm sorry.
Sure thing.
So with the flattery, you said we're prone to flattery. Just a little. So I hear y'all. I hear the guys out here on the scene, bro. Oh my God, I just love what you did, man. Your chops are. I mean, y'all, y'all kiss each other's butt out here in the streets to connect. And so it's like we don't mind you coming up to us and giving us our flowers too, and giving us compliments, and then opening the door and be like, hey, I want to collab with you. So that's
Especially if it's about, I'm gonna say one more thing and I'm gonna leave it alone. Especially if it's about business, don't be up here being weird.
Yeah.
But I'll say one time I DJ a little bit too, and there was one time I was at the DJ booth, right? Had literally been there all night. One of my homies, one of my male friends came in and sits next to me. There was a guy who had been there for at least an hour watching me DJ and comes up and talks to him to get whatever information he needed. And he was just like, oh, no, that's actually a DJ. That's who you wanted to talk to. So I really love what you do in terms of, like, advocating for women. Sorry, Ender. But just, like, please don't be afraid to say something. And don't be afraid to say something to a woman in music, a woman in entertainment and being creative. Because it's like, don't be scared, but don't be weird.
We got another question? Go ahead, brother.
Question for everybody, real quick. If you can think of the most important lesson you learned on the creative journey that you would go back and teach your younger self.
Love it. The question was, what is the most important lesson you've learned on your creative journey that you would go back and teach your younger self?
Be authentic. Absolutely. Because I spent so much of my time. I mean, part of it was I wanted to be a rock star, right? So I wanted to look the part and do the thing and whatever. But at a certain point, and this even was recent, like when I was telling you about that last album, I was trying to do, like, I made up this whole fake rock star, and I called him the Facade. And it was clever, but nobody got it because nobody knew who I was. So, like, you could be creative, but don't lose yourself and your authenticity in the creativity. I always think about, like, in marketing, right? Clear has to be more important than creative. So if you aren't clear about what you are, what you're saying, what you're selling, what this is and how it can help a person, even in music, right, to a certain extent, then people aren't going to connect with you. So for me, authenticity is the big thing. And I'm still learning how to do that because, believe it or not, I'm rather shy at first. Once I loosen up, I don't shut up. But there's that first 5 minutes to 5 hours where I'm not saying much of anything until I read the room, and then it's like I'm bouncing off the walls, and you're like, oh my God, who is this guy? And you don't want to, introduce me to your friends because I won't shut up. But no, it's being authentic, I think, is the most important thing, and that's going to help you connect more than anything, no matter how you look, no matter what you're doing. If you're authentically you, you're going to get somewhere. I really believe. It doesn't happen overnight, but that's the patient part of it. But yeah, that's what I would say. Here you go.
All right. What is something I've learned in the music industry, right? That I would have told, okay, my younger self. Don't turn down. Don't dim your light to make someone else comfortable, because I did that so much, and I'm like, yo, they don't care. They could, I know I'm not, I can be replaced, but at the end of the day, when I show up in these spaces, show up, like you said, authentic, and don't dim your light. Don't let nobody try to tell you, oh, you're doing too much of this, or you're doing too much of that. You're on that stage with them for a reason. You're there to add, you're there to enhance. And there were so many times that I dimmed my light for other people because they felt intimidated. I gotta say it. They felt intimidated by what I brought to the table. and I was a young cat just trying to learn and just trying to grow in the space, and thought like, okay, they're gonna pour into me. They're gonna pour into no. They're gonna watch and see what you do to see how they can move and try to they're gonna try to dim your light, even if you keep trying to shine. But also I learned merch. You gotta be delusional because you are your own brand. Create merch for yourself. Sell merch. Sell yourself. Like these wristbands I have on. Yeah, they're part of my sexual healing campaign. They say resilient, but sell yourself because you are your brand. And you have to. Nobody's gonna do it for you. You have to do it yourself. You can ask all the questions in the book and get the guidance you need, but at the end of the day, everything that you have gained along that journey is within you. And if you don't know, continue to ask, but also make sure that you're doing the work yourself, because if you're not, these industry cats ain't gonna look at you. Not for real. So make sure you put in the work to brand and market yourself and create the merch and sell.
I 100% agree with that, with both of those sentiments. Something that I learned, oh God, I've been in the game for a long time. I say that because what I'm about to say is not in alignment with me having been doing what I've been doing since 17. I got signed for the first time when I was 17 years old. But consistency. No matter, for me, it was a lot of self-doubt that caused all the starts and stops. I started writing music when I was 6. I started recording myself at 13. I got signed for the first time at 17. I got signed for the second time. Actually, no, I'm lying. I got signed for the first time at 15. And then I got signed again at 17. And then 23, my label, dissolved. And I was on my own. I had no backing. I had no beats. I had no photographers. I had nothing. I was down here in an unfamiliar place with no help. I ain't know nobody and a baby. So it was a lot of what am I doing? I say all the time, you can't put in an application to be the next Beyonce. Right. I was in school in a medical program. So it was just a lot going on for me. And there was more of, you're grown, you got a baby, you got bills, you got a college degree you're trying to get, you need to be realistic, and music is not realistic. So there was a lot of starts and stops in that respect. As talented as I knew I was, I play sax. I'm nowhere near as good as this queen, but I play sax, I play piano, I play guitar, I sing, I rap, I dance, I act. I had all of this creative energy, and I couldn't convince myself that it was worth enough to do something with. So that stopped me or put me behind on a lot of things, to where now I'm 33 years old and I feel like I'm starting over, and I don't like that. But I'm surrounded by amazing people that quite literally will not let me quit. And so I'm appreciative of that. I thank God for that. And it reminds me of that consistency that's necessary, because you are going to be your biggest fan. You're going to be your biggest enemy, your biggest competition. Anything that matters in terms of opposition or boosting you up is going to exist within self. And people can believe in you all they want to. Like I said, I'm surrounded by an amazing community that they believe in me so much that they won't let me quit when I'm tired, when I don't feel like it, when, oh my God, I don't want to make another post, I don't want to record, I don't want to do that. But it's still me that, like you said, I have to do the work. People might believe in you if you're not, as consistent as you should be. But ultimately, it's up to you, and you have to be the one to fall on your face and get back up and do it again. I'll take this saying from skating. I'm a skater, quad skater. You're going to pay that wood tax. You're going to pay that wood tax. You're going to fall. Yep. You gonna get on stage and forget your lyrics. You gonna get on stage and hit the wrong note. You gonna say the wrong thing to somebody that just met you and turn them off. Me being me, no, I'm tired today. But me being me, I am off the wall. I'm hilarious. Back when I was in choir in college, they used to say, "That's Terri. You don't know what's gonna come out of her mouth. You don't know what she gonna say." But ultimately, I just realized, you know what? I have to be authentic. I gotta be the one to do it, and I can't stop. I can't stop. I might not break until I'm 53, but stop for what? Turn down for what? So my top lesson would be consistency. Be consistent. Push yourself. And with that consistency, about 70 to 80% of consistency is discipline. Doing it when you don't feel like it, doing it when you don't feel like it. It's discipline. Like, I'm gonna go ahead and do this today. Batch content has been a game changer for me because on the days that I don't feel like it, it's already done. So just keep that in mind. Encourage yourself. Keep people around you that will encourage you, and don't stop.
Y'all, give it up one more time. So many gems shared. Thank you, Sister Terri. Wait, no, are you Terri Lynn today? Or you gonna be Nola Goddess? We don't have to change that, man. We don't have to change that. She's Nola Goddess from now on. Thank you, Nola. Thank you, Ender, and thank you, Roz. Y'all give it up one more time for them. I'm gonna let our amazing guests step down. I'm actually gonna invite our founder to the stage because we're gonna talk a little bit about the campaign we have. If you are interested in being a part of the Have You Met series, hey, all you need to do is be a member. Tap into the Underground Music Collective. Go on our website and click the tab Join, and you can join our community. We're a digital community, so if you're in Nashville or you're in Knoxville, if you're in Atlanta or you're in Seattle, we have members. We have members in Phoenix. We have members in Canada. So y'all give it up, the man, the myth, the legend, Gerard Longo.
Thank you, Joe. Can we give it up one more time for Joe, first of all, doing an amazing job interviewing. You just took my job. I'll just sit back there at tech, man. I'm good. You did a great job. And give it up one more time for Nola, Roz, and Ender for joining us here today. And real conversations. That's what we are about here.
I'm going to check the tech, man. I got you.
Oh, absolutely. All right. Well, I'm going to stand up then because I have some very exciting news to share. And plus, I left the camera at a wide angle. So it's better for me to stand than sit if I'm on the stage by myself. First of all, thank you all for being here. Thank you all for supporting, being part of our Underground Music Collective community, the UnderDogs community. We are so grateful to have you here. The future is bright, and a brilliant future is inevitable for us. We have so many amazing opportunities taking place, including the Have You Met series, including other things happening within our UnderDogs community. So up on the screen right there, you see that QR code. If you're interested in joining or at least learning more about the UnderDogs, by all means, scan that QR code, ask us questions. Please be sure to inquire. We've got plenty coming up, plenty going on, opportunities to tap in as an artist, as a professional, any kind of creative. We are here to change the music industry into something that is more fair, more equitable, and as you see up here, something that gives creators the power. And we intend to do that by expanding, not only here in Nashville, but elsewhere. And that's where UnderDogs Across Borders comes into play. So a little bit of a backstory here. We've been at this almost 12 years here at UMC. This past March, we had the chance to do some amazing things at South by Southwest, this little conference down in Austin, Texas, festival you may have heard of, some of you. And with that, more opportunities to connect and collaborate with other artists, other entities all over the world have come into play. And so UMC is here, driven to show up for those opportunities at the absolute highest level. And so we are announcing here today our UnderDogs Across Borders campaign, which will help us show up in more of these spaces and contribute meaningfully to those spaces, both through conference programming, through activations, as well as through performance opportunities for our artists. Now, globetrotters that we are, we realize that these things cost money. So we're calling on our community to tap into our Underdogs Across Borders campaign. We have just launched a crowdfunding campaign. Our goal for the campaign is $10,000. So please, if you have anything to donate, please donate. If you know anybody who has anything to donate or any interest in anything we do, please share it with them as well. We are here, like I said, to create a music industry that gives creators the power. And that's not just musicians, it's everybody who serves musicians as well. It's been way too long that the industry has not given us that power. There's been this imbalance for as long as there's been a music industry. And we are here to change that. We have a seat at the table, and it's time to show up and take that seat. So thank you all for being here. Thank you for supporting Underdogs Across Borders. If you have any questions, ask me, ask Joe. Crowdfunding campaign is now live. If you're here in the room, it is the orange QR code coming up behind me. We're going to run that the rest of the night. Now, speaking of the rest of the night, what happens now? Well, we have some wonderful mentors here in the room. Some of you may have signed up already for some mentor sessions at the front desk. I'm going to introduce them one by one, and we will start over here with Mr. Aaron Stepp. Aaron, if you would stand up. Aaron is a music technologist, composer, music theorist, performer, musician, wears a lot of hats, and is well-versed in all of those areas. So if you're interested in any of those things I just named, make sure you carve out 15 minutes to talk to Aaron. We have Mr. T-R-A-N-E Spitta, Train Spitta, who is a phenomenal performer, has a show here in town on Sunday, but also knows everything there is to know within our community about performance rights. So if you want to get paid for your performances through your royalties, this is the guy to talk to here today. Round of applause for Train. And of course, we have Mr. Nicholas Soul here, who is a tremendous performer, but also a content and marketing genius. So make sure that if you have any content or marketing needs, you hit up Mr. Nicholas Soul, carve out 15 minutes with him here today. And then Sydney Grady joining us here, artist manager extraordinaire, and she can answer all of your artist management questions here today. And I'm also a mentor here today. If you have any branding, any networking questions, if you want to know how we built the thing to this point, to the point where we now have this amazing Underdogs Across Borders campaign, please let me know. By the way, it was the white QR code, not the orange one. That one takes you to the community. Scan that one too. We're going to take it here in the room. If you missed this part, make sure you come here in Nashville the next time we do one of these in person. Thanks for tuning in. All right, so I should probably say we have some spaces carved out for our mentors. So if each of our mentors wants to take a seat at one of these tables, I'll go back to where my little tech cave was to make it easy. And if you signed up to meet with any of these folks, let's get it going.